Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome to Olesya and the City. It's very, very good to see you here as always. I hope you're doing well this holiday season. And year is coming to an end, and God, what a year it has been. 2020 is almost over. We have a couple days left, and I decided that it's a perfect time to do New Year's tag. And actually, my New Year's tag would be sort of a combination, mixture of different tags I saw on YouTube. So if you like it, you're, welcome to use it, and I would be very curious to see your answers. And if you're interested to hear about my year 2020, let's dive in without further ado. So let me just pull out the questions. So the first question is 3 words to describe last year. This one took me a while because, as you guys know, 2020 was in no way a usual year. It was full of surprises, so I would say the first word would be definitely unpredictable. The second word I would choose would be homey, because we all spend lots of time at home. And the word number 3 would be transformative because I don't know about you, but as for me, it was very transformative on a personal level, and it just taught a lot of lessons, and it was lots of reflection and lots of figuring things out, really. I also do apologize for the background noise. My neighbors doing construction just right around the holidays, so if you hear any noise, I do apologize for that. Alright, the question number 2 is best song which came out in 2020. So to be honest with you, I wasn't really following any trends in terms of music in 2020. Actually, I never do. It's just if I happen to like any particular song, I would just listen to it. And I think the song which stood out to me this year actually came out in the beginning of the year. It was Niall Horan's Nice to Meet You. And it's not really my style. I'm not very big on pop music, but I just really liked the upbeat mood of this whole song. I really like the music video, and I was just listening to so many remixes and covers of the song. I really enjoyed it. Actually, like a year later, I still do enjoy it. So for me, that would be the song. Alright, the question number 3, best movie which came out in 2020. So I had to sort of cheat a little bit on that one because in my opinion there were not many great movies which came out in 2020 with the lockdown of movie theaters. We didn't really get to experience any movies this year, unfortunately, so it's kind of hard for me to tell. I thought that Tenet would be the best movie, but I watched it and I actually didn't really enjoy it, unfortunately, which was very weird because Christopher Nolan is my favorite director. But anyways, so why I said that I had to cheat a little bit, because I really, really loved movie The Gentleman, directed by Guy Ritchie, my second favorite director, and I was really looking forward to it. Technically, the movie came out in the end of 2018, but it reached movie theaters in the United States only in January, so it's not really cheating. It did come out in 2020, in the beginning of 2020, and I rushed to watch it as soon as it came out in movie theaters. I really enjoyed it. I will definitely be rewatching it multiple times. I love Guy Ritchie. I like that movie a lot. It stars all of my favorite actors, so that was just hitting the nail on its head when it came to what kind of movies I like. Alright, the next question is best book you read this year. That was a hard one because I actually read quite a lot this year, and I actually started a book review series on this channel, as you guys probably already know by now. If not, I will try to not forget to link my playlist with book reviews. I also do so on one of my Instagram channels, which is my Pretty Little Diary, where I share book reviews there. I think one of the books which stood out to me this year was definitely The City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert. And if you guys know Elizabeth Gilbert, she wrote Eat, Pray, Love, which was a great book. for its time when it came out. This one was completely opposite. It didn't really sound like her, um, and it was a very interesting book which sort of took us through time. It started in the 40s in New York City, and it started with Vivian being a teenage girl. I think she just turned 18, and she was this wide-eyed young girl looking for adventures, trying to figure out her place in life. And then the journey sort of took us through her whole life up until she was actually an elderly lady. So it was a very interesting plot, interesting characters, interesting relationships between characters, lots of questions that the book asked in terms of friendship, relationships, personal values, what do you stand for. So I really enjoyed this book. I would probably reread it sometime in the future. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely do so. And then another series which stood out to me was the Central Park Pact by Lauren Lane. So there is 3 books in the series. The first one is called Passion on Park Avenue. The second one is I forgot what the second one is called, but the third one I read quite recently in the beginning of December, and that was Marriage on Madison Avenue. And it's very, very lighthearted read. It's not, like something which you would keep in your mind for a while and sort of, think about it. It's sort of like a feel-good romantic comedy kind of writing, but I found Lauren Lane's characters very charming. I liked the dynamic between characters, and books, they are kind of related to each other, but you can easily pick up any part of that series and you would understand what's going on. But obviously I would recommend starting from the first book, which is Passion on Park Avenue. And I think 2020 was an interesting year, and we all needed some sort of outlet to escape from it all, and I felt like that series, because of its lightheartedness, helped me to do so. So I really enjoyed it, and I would highly recommend it to anyone who likes the sort of like a chick lit kind of literature. All right, so favorite fragrance this year. So the favorite fragrance which came out this year would be actually my Christmas gift, which I received, and I really, really wanted it. It's My Way by Armani. It smells incredible. It smells very fruity, floral, and to me it smells like a very unique scent. It's very concentrated jasmine, but it's such a beautiful jasmine, and it reminds me of my childhood quite a lot, and I haven't figured out in the beginning why it reminds me of my childhood, but it turns out that actually we used to have jasmine trees by my house, so that's why it reminds me of my childhood quite a lot. It's just a very beautiful feminine fragrance, very elegant, very luxurious, something which you can wear every day casually, and you can also wear it on any kind of special occasion, date night, gathering with friends. It's just so beautiful. I love it. It just brings a good mood. But if you would ask me what was the most worn fragrance this year, this would be this guy by Coach. I think it's called Coach by Coach. And as you can see, it's empty. There is like 1 spritz left, and I wear it almost every day. I love this fragrance. It's another beautiful fruity floral. This one has like strong notes of pear and some white flowers. Very, very beautiful. I think it also has peonies in it. It's just like a everyday casual fragrance, but I think it's probably one of my signature fragrances from the collection I own. Alright, the next question is most purchased makeup item. I think definitely foundation, but this year I switched from cream and liquid foundations to the powder one, and my favorite one is one from Bare Minerals. I would link it down below so you can go check it out. It lasts me for many months, so I think I would only have to buy 1 or 2 per year, but I buy the biggest box. I think it has like, I forgot how many ounces it has, but it's a big box. And if you buy a smaller one, which you can find in Sephora and Ulta, because the big one is kind of hard to get, you have to order it online, you have to pre-order it. But if you buy the smaller one, that would last you for like a couple months, so you will have to keep repurchasing it, and it make a whole lot of a difference for my skin. I have a combination skin, which is acne prone, and it actually helped me to clear out my skin, and because it's mineral and it's just very nice consistency. It's powdery, but then it kind of turns into more liquidy texture on your face. I'm actually wearing it right now, and it gives you a pretty natural finish. It sits well on the skin. You don't need to touch it up throughout the day. I really like it. Next question is most purchased skincare item. So this year I've been buying lots of moisturizers. I couldn't pick any particular one. I would try to link some of my favorite moisturizers I tried this year. There were just so many great ones, and my skin tends to get very dry during cold season, actually during summer as well. So I've been purchasing moisturizers quite a lot, especially staying at home. I feel like we all need lots of moisturizer. The next question is the happiest moment of 2020. I think for me, it probably would be moving into a new home. I moved to this apartment a little bit over a month ago, and I finally started settling in, and I just love everything about it, and I've been looking to move for quite a while now. Here goes the neighbor again. But anyways, I just think that it's a great opportunity to establish a new home. I really love my new house. It gives me everything which was on my list, and I'm very happy about it. Favorite memory of 2020. There were actually quite a few happy memories, so I had to think about this one for a little while. But I think the most favorite memory of 2020 would be my trip with my partner to Connecticut. So it was on 4th of July, where everything in New York City was closed. There was nothing open, restaurants were closed. Hair salons, pretty much everything was closed. So New York City was a very dreadful place to be, and we needed to get away from it all. And we went to Connecticut, to a small town. We rented an Airbnb for, I think it was for 2 nights, and it was just such a nice getaway. It was in the middle of a forest, very peaceful, very beautiful, and we just drove to the nearby little towns, and people were so nice. And actually they did have indoor dining over there. It was already opened with with the precautions and everything, and we just had such a good time. It was a great 4th of July. We didn't have any fireworks. It was very low-key 4th of July, but I found it exactly what we needed. It was just recharging our batteries, and I really cherish this memory from this year. What unexpected thing have you done in 2020? So there were actually quite a few. First of all, I didn't expect to start a YouTube channel. Neither did I expect starting 2 YouTube channels. So if you guys don't know, there is a second channel which I kind of abandoned recently, but I hope to get back to it, which is called Art of Wellbeing with Olesya. That's sort of my wellness, well-being, life coaching channel. And obviously this one, which I try to post regularly, and I try to be consistent with it. So that was something which I didn't expect to do, but I actually got very much into it. I enjoy recording videos for you, and I hope that next year my channel will continue growing. And also what I did, after I lost my job, so my main job was a social media specialist and digital marketing manager. So when I lost my job due to COVID, I was very heartbroken, and my job was a creative outlet for me. So I didn't really know what to do with it all, and I actually started multiple Instagram accounts, which I grew throughout this year, and that they became my creative outlet. And I also dived in more into collaborations with other brands. And for my main page, which is Olesya and the City on Instagram, I managed to collaborate with multiple brands, and it all brought me so much joy, like, creating content for them and sharing some of the great products I got to try, because I got lots of samples, lots of products to review, and it was just great. I found that I was able to, I'm so glad that I was able to find that creative outlet and that passion. It's like this creative energy was trapped inside of me, and finally it released through my social media, and I'm very, very happy about it. What new hobbies have you picked up in 2020? I think one of them would be definitely writing in my gratitude journal. I would be honest with you, I don't do it every day. I do it like every other day or so, but whenever I do, it just brings me so much joy and happiness. I think being grateful is very important, not just because it's year 2020. I think any given day, it's just important to appreciate big and little things in life, and I'm just happy that I have these things to be grateful for. And sometimes I don't feel like it, and I'm like, oh, I need to write my gratitudes. Sometimes it will take me only 5 minutes, but sometimes one thing would turn into like a whole paragraph, and it's quite interesting coming back to those after a while, like a week or months or 2 months later, and see what made me happy on a particular day. And then another habit I picked up in 2020 is practicing yoga. So I tried yoga before, and it didn't really work out for me. I tried it in a group, and I was not feeling good about myself because I constantly compared myself to others who were way more advanced than me. And also the speed of the routine was a little bit too fast for me. So during the lockdown, I couldn't go to the gym, I couldn't do anything, and I decided to start practicing yoga by myself by following videos on YouTube, actually. And one of my favorite channels is definitely Yoga with Adrienne. I also love Jen Hillman's channel. I think those are two my favorites, but I also follow some other yoga instructors. And I actually found it that, first of all, those videos are more adapted for non-advanced yoga practitioners, people who don't have years of experiencing yoga and different asanas, so they were more suitable for me. And also the pace was much suitable for me as well. And I also liked that after a while I actually started developing my own routines, and I will do them at my own pace whenever I feel like it, and it helped me tremendously. It helped me with my posture, with my sleep. It helped me just to ground myself, and also it helped me with flexibility also. Right now I kind of with the move and everything, I didn't really have time, but I'm slowly getting back into the practicing yoga again. And if you never tried it because you felt like you're not good enough for it, definitely give it a try. I'm not a flexible person at all, but it just gives me so much calm and grounding, and I found it very relaxing, even if it's not restorative yoga, if it's just like a regular yoga. There's also so many different types of it, so definitely give it a try. The craziest thing you have done this year. I haven't done really a lot of crazy things, but I think something which comes to mind, I actually cut my hair recently. And if you look at my videos before, like even a couple months before, you would see that I have the pretty long hair. So this is quite short for me. This is the shortest it have been in a while. And the reason why I did that is because I felt like that long hair was sort of weighing me down, and I wanted some change. I wanted new energy in the new year. So right before holidays, I cut and actually dyed my hair as well. So very happy about it. Next question is the biggest takeaway of the year. I think if I could summarize it just with one sentence, it would be something like this: it will be okay, even if it doesn't seem like it. I'm not sure if I should comment on it, but I guess it just kind of says it all. There were moments this year when I felt like the whole world is collapsing, and it's just emotionally was quite tough. And I felt like, okay, how I'm gonna deal with that? But then I kind of repeated it to myself as a mantra: it's gonna be okay. And you know what? At the end of the day, it was okay. Every situation just was a lesson which I had to go through, and you know, eventually things gonna work out. And whatever you're going through right now, I just want you to remember that it will be okay. Maybe it wouldn't turn out the way you supposed, the way how you wanted it to turn out, but it will be okay, because whatever happens, it happens for, you know, for the higher good, and it happens again to teach you a lesson. And sometimes the result of it, actually usually the result of it exceeds any expectations. There are certain things which I thought, oh my god, like why did that happen, why I wasn't accepted for this job, and then months later I look back and I'm like, I wouldn't be really happy at the job, I'm glad I didn't get it. Or there was this thing when I wasn't approved for apartment, and I was very heartbroken. I was like, wow, why all of this happens to me, you know? Why couldn't I be approved for that? And then again, a couple months later, I find perfect place of my dreams, and I'm so grateful that I actually didn't get that apartment. So again, as I said, whatever happens for a reason. The most watched YouTube channels this year, I couldn't pick one, and I think this year I've been watching lots of perfume related videos just because I find it very calming. I love learning about new fragrances. I would link some my favorite fragrance channels down below. And also I was watching lots of ASMR, and I've been watching ASMR for years and years. I would say it's like 6-7 years I've been doing that, but of course, I discovered new channels this year, which I would also link down below if you guys are interested. And as I mentioned, I watched lots of yoga. Alright, favorite TV show you discovered this year. So this show didn't come out in 2020, but I only discovered it in 2020. So the show is called Younger, and it's about a 40-year-old woman who's trying to make it back into editorial business in New York City. And she's not being accepted because of her age, so she decides to pretend that she's 26 in order to get a job. And in the beginning, when I heard the plot, I was like, yeah, this is such a cliche, but I got hooked up on it. I watched all the seasons. I think there is a new season coming out in 2021, which I would be very curious to watch as well. But the interesting thing that I like the characters. I like how characters sort of grew with the show, because in the beginning they were all pretty like shallow and flat, but then the things got real throughout the show, and I really liked it. It also reminded me of the good days of New York City, because when I was watching it, there was like everything was closed. The city was a ghost town. I was like, you know what? Like, this is not New York City. I know. I'm not sure it's ever gonna bounce back, but I realized I'm hopeful that it will. And this show sort of reminded me that, you know, things were not always like that. So there is a big chance that they're gonna change for the better. And I always wanted to work in editorial. It's sort of like a big dream of mine. So this show spoke to me on different levels, and I found it very entertaining, very sort of escaping again from reality. Very feel good show. There's some romance, there is some career drama, and you know, things going on. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely do. I think it's a great show. Something you're hoping to leave in 2020. First of all, I would definitely like to leave masks in 2020. I am so tired of wearing a mask. You have no idea. I'm sure a lot of people are. I just hope that this crazy thing would stay in this year, and next year we would be walking in the streets normal again. And another thing I would like to leave in 2020 is definitely separation from people. You know, we all been separated for quite a while. I haven't seen some of my friends in almost a year. So I would love to get back together and give everyone a big hug. Something you're hoping 2021 will bring. Uh, I think definitely I miss it, having adventures and travel more. So I hope that in 2021 we will have, the borders would open and we'll have more mobility. We'll be able to travel and see our beloved ones, our families, and just overall have adventures, like even local adventures. Some places I wanted to discover locally were closed during the COVID, and I hope that things gonna start just reopen, and movie theaters will be open, gyms will be open, and things just gonna get back to normal. If you could pick a word for 2021, what would it be? This one took me a while because it's hard to pick one word for the entire year. So I decided to go with something big. I think my word would be alignment. I want to find alignment in everything I do. So does this, to be aligned with the purpose and just, act on everything from the place of alignment. Goals for your channel for 2021. So as I mentioned, I would like to produce more content. I would like to stay consistent. I hope I will gain more followers. I hope that my videos will improve. The quality of my content will improve as well. And I am planning lots of interesting videos coming up. So if you guys have any suggestions in terms of what kind of videos you want to see from me, please let me know in comments down below. I'm always very, very open to feedback, and I appreciate all of your support, all of your comments, subscriptions, and I'm just very happy to be here, and I'm glad that I have this platform to share my thoughts with you. And that was it for the tag. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Sorry if it was a little bit too long. I hope it wasn't. And I wish you a happiest new year. Please celebrate it as much as you can. And I hope that you're gonna spend it with the ones you love. And I wish you all the happiness and joy in the year 2021. And I will see you very, very soon. And bye-bye for now. See you soon. Bye.